5 minutes. That's how long you spend in a single email thread with an angry parent. 5 minutes scrolling your phone before you go to bed, knowing you should be asleep, but your brain won't switch off. What if I told you that same 5 minutes, just once a week, could actually change your entire school culture? This isn't another well-being gimmick, not another expensive speaker who leaves your staff feeling good for maybe a day and then nothing changes. I'm talking about real, measurable change in staff retention, absence costs, and that thing that keeps you up at 3 a.m. Is it staff absence, retention? Perhaps it's your next Ofsted judgment. Stay with me, because what I'm about to share could change everything you've ever been told about staff well-being. Are you exhausted? Not just tired, but that bone deep exhaustion where you can't think clearly anymore. Is that you? You're firefighting from the second you arrive in school until you leave. And that's if you leave at a reasonable hour. Your staff are stressed, so stressed. Absence costs are through the roof. And every time someone leaves, you know that's another few £1,000s to replace them. Money you actually don't have. And the pressure is everywhere. What is it for you? Ofsted expectations, safeguarding, parent complaints, behaviour challenge that seem to multiply by the day, budget issues. Do I need to go on? You're doing everything you can, but it feels almost like you're holding back a flood, maybe with a teaspoon. But here's what no one talks about. You're scared you're going to burn out too. Can you admit that? Does that feel like weakness? You have to keep going. You have to keep pushing, pretending you've got it all under control. You see, if nothing changes, 6 months from now, you'll be in exactly the same place, or maybe worse. But here's what I need you to understand today. You're not broken. Your staff aren't broken. You've just been given the wrong strategy. Can I get you to imagine this instead? You walk into school and there's laughter, not stressed, manic laughter, genuine joy from your admin team, your TAs, your teachers. They actually want to be there. Your staff meetings have energy. People are engaged. They're not just surviving, they're thriving. Absence costs drop, staff retention improves. And when Ofsted calls, your staff wellbeing provision isn't a box you're frantically trying to tick, because it's woven into the fabric of who you are as a school. You're not just running a school anymore, you're leading a whole culture change. And people are noticing. Now, I know what you're thinking probably. Another wellbeing program, we've tried those. Yoga, guest speakers, none of it sticks. I get that. You've been burnt before. But here's the difference. Everything you've tried before was an add-on. It was something extra on top of an already impossible workload. But this isn't that. You see, I've worked with dozens of school leaders who are in the exact same position you're in. Overwhelmed, skeptical, worried about spending money with no guaranteed results. But this is different. See, this is for you if you're a school leader who's ready to stop patching holes and start building something sustainable. This is not for you if you're looking for a quick fix or if you're not willing to invest 5 minutes a week. You see, one head teacher told me, I'm so stressed, I can't even imagine 5 minutes a week of input. But another who tried the course told me, I loved it. Some people may ask why we're using our time to do this, but it made us pause in a purposeful way, to think smartly and have a focus to pause. And that was just week one. The leaders I work with see measurable shifts in staff morale within weeks. not months, weeks. Let me tell you how I figured this out. A few years ago, I was exactly where you are. I was running on empty. I was watching my team struggle, trying everything the experts, so called experts, said would work. We tried guest speakers, wellbeing budgets, staff appreciation days. And yeah, people smiled for a day or two. But come Monday morning, we were right back where we started. These were solutions that didn't stick, and I felt like a failure. So that's when I realized something. Every well-being program I tried treated well-being like an event. It was like a one-off, an add-on to the real work. But culture isn't built in events. Culture is built in micro moments, in people, in relationships, in those small repeated actions that compound over time. So I started experimenting. What if, instead of bringing in expensive external support, we built something internal? Something so simple it couldn't add to the workload, something that would shift mindsets, not just pump people up for an afternoon. You see, I spoke to head teachers about what they wanted, what they needed, and I developed a 5-minute framework, something something I could introduce at the start of the staff meeting each week. This isn't motivational speakers. This is practical, actionable micro steps that the entire team does together. It isn't about adding to your workload. You see, as one head teacher told me, staff tend to go into their staff meetings thinking it's a drain or a distraction. They've got so much to do. But by starting with 5 minutes of something deeply relevant, personal, meaningful to every single person, it sets a tone for the rest of the content. Then the staff meeting itself is more collaborative. It encourages more self-reflection. It adds value to the rest of what we're doing in schools because we take those 5 minutes at the start. You see, I don't want you to waste another year. Don't waste another few £1,000s on well-being initiatives that don't work. You see, here's the problem that nobody's telling you. You think the issue is that your staff need more time, more resources, more support. Are you nodding at me? Sure, those would be nice, wouldn't they? But they're actually not the biggest problem. The real problem is you've been trying to solve a culture issue with surface level tools. Donuts? I've tried those. That's not culture change. A motivational speaker once a term? It's actually not culture change. Maybe an expensive well-being platform that very few people use. That's not culture change either. They're all add-ons. And staff are drowning. The last thing they want is more stuff. What they actually need is a mindset shift that happens at a team level, collaboratively, not just for one or two people, but for everyone together, learning together. Because here's the truth, well-being isn't something that you do to your staff, it's something you build with them. And once you get that, once you fix this root issue, everything else becomes easier. So what's the solution? It's what I call the 5-minute culture framework, 5 minutes to thrive. And here's how it works. So first step, you're embedding, not adding. This doesn't live outside your staff meeting. It lives inside them. It's 5 minutes at the start. No extra time, no extra meetings, no extra workload, just a small shift in how you begin. It's a pre-recorded message to your staff and a simple sheet they can use to trigger discussion and bring change in small steps. They don't just listen, they do in those 5 minutes, by the way. And then step two, it's about your whole team, not individuals. This isn't individual well-being journals or apps or anything like this. This is the whole team doing things together, building culture. As one head teacher told me, after 3 weeks, her staff had been able to talk to each other about things that really mattered. They'd been reticent about talking at the start, reticent about sharing their impact or their successes or their strengths. But over time, this built, and wow, what a change to team dynamics. So the third step is that it's micro steps, it's not a big gesture. We're not asking staff to take 20 minutes out at the end, anything like that. We're giving them small, practical steps they can actually do, discuss together. And these small steps compound. It's so simple, it almost feels too easy, but that's the point. It works because it's based on methodology, not motivation. Research backs it. You're not trying to pump people up, you're building sustainable habits at a team level. It's created by school leaders for school teams. So, what outcome do you think you're going to get? This framework took me over 3 years to develop, to refine, to test. I broke it, rebuilt it, tested it again, because I want something that works for real school leaders with real constraints. Time poor, budget conscious, Ofsted pressured. This isn't just about ticking a box. It's about what your school actually feels like to work in. Imagine walking into your school on a Monday morning and feeling energy instead of dread. Staff who leave smiling because they actually have capacity. Pupils who are thriving because their teachers aren't running on fumes. That's what success looks like. And it starts with 5 minutes, just 5 minutes. Look, I can't wave a magic wand and fix everything overnight. But what I can do is show exactly what's missing in your current approach and how to fix it. It's actually quite simple. And if you're watching this, you're ready. You wouldn't have made it this far if you weren't. And I don't want you to waste another term stuck in the same cycle. So here's what happens next. Book a call with me. It's not a sales trap, I promise you. On that call, we'll map out exactly what's missing in your staff wellbeing strategy. We can talk about where you're stuck, what's keeping you there, and whether we might work together or not. And you'll walk away with clarity, because clarity is the first step to change. So let me just be honest, spots working with me alongside the course are limited, because I only work with a handful of schools at a time, because this is intensive and personalized work. So if you wait, there's real chance you'll miss the opportunity, miss that window. Here's the thing. You're standing at a crossroads. You can stay where you are, keep trying the same solutions, keep hoping something will magically change, keep firefighting until you burn out, or you can move forward. The choice is yours. So if you're ready, here's what to do. Click the button below the video and pick a time that works for you. Let's have a chat. It's as simple as that. Not a heavy sales, I promise you. So let's build something that can actually work for your school.